They're attacking the gate. Get on planet while you still can. That was a little too close for comfort. Get it done, Commander.
I got my eyes on you, Aeon. I haven't forgotten what you people did during the war.
Pay him no mind, champion. Eliminate her in the name of the princess. Ryza out.
You freaks are gonna pay for what you did to Earth.
The Seraphim will never be defeated!
That sure was a pretty sight. Maybe the next Order Commander won't be so eager to flap her jaw. HQ out.
All enemy forces have been defeated and Fort Clark is safe. Well done, Commander. This is an important victory for us.
HQ out.
Scans show that the area is clear of enemy forces. Thank you, Commander. Commander, attack and
From there, things will probably go from bad to worse. We have to assume the enemy has heavy defensive fortifications on the far side of the pass. This prison is holding the 3 Loyalists. If QAI gets its hooks into them, we're in a world of trouble. Capture the prison and get the Loyalists out of there. Detecting multiple strategic missile launches. Looks like the 2 lovebirds are nuking each other. HQ out. QAI's got a Cybran ACU in its base. Don't know if it's piloted or it's simply being controlled by QAI. Regardless, you need to destroy it. HQ out.
Detecting quantum signature. The Seraphim is coming through. The Seraphim is ours.
Excellent work. Excellent. Soon, all of its secrets will be ours.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. I hope you're having a very good Thursday. Hello and welcome into my continuing playthrough here of Supreme Commander. Starting out with the mission Red Flag. Yeah, I hope that I'm not getting bogged down too much, that I don't have to restart it. It's either this or the next one that I remember being pretty hard, so I do hope that I'm going to be able to go through them pretty easily. Hello, Draish. Hello, Tira as well. Hello. Welcome in, the both of you. I hope you're having a good Thursday morning and afternoon, respectively. Or did I mention you the other way around? You can pick out what it is for you. I hope they're not too disruptive while working on the roof, but roof maintenance is something that is quite important, and so while I hope that it's not too annoying, I also hope that they will be doing a good job, and as such that you don't need to worry too much about further work in the future. But I want to start out pretty quickly here. For I do not want to get stuck in a mission unable to continue and restarting a billion times. That is unfortunate. They ought to make a big effort to keep those entryways, like doorways, clear, and I am good. Thank you very much, Drage. It's good to hear that you are having a good day so far as well. Okay. So we're continuing the Forge Alliance campaign as the Aeon. Yeah, I've seen, you said on Discord that you did take a break. That's very understandable. It is a game where sometimes you do take a break. I've been on semi-regularly. Projects are having stolen quite a bit of time, making it hard to find the time at the moment.
Is to destroy the Seraphim naval base to the north.
But I had evenings where I could go in. So, but sometimes you do need a break from a game, and that's very understandable and quite the reason that I am personally
Prepare your forces. Ryza out.
Rotating the games over the week.
My beloved champion.
Okay.
I am ecstatic that you have arrived.
And that's a lot of time to spend in a single game.
Will not be able to
So
hold the Seraphim much longer.
It's quite understandable you took a bit of a break there. Let me take these three with the ACU, a few engineers. I have the big advantage here that all of the reclaim is Aeon reclaim, so I can use the structures and rebuild them. Such as... Okay. You're going to be annoying. Let's send this one about for more mass here. As long as they are attacking my commander, though, that is going to be working out partially at least. Oh, that's bad. As long as he's hitting the construction, that is going to be setting me back here. That's an issue that one came through here. Okay, I'm going to be immediately... No. Put yourself over the old factory.
Damn it, we're getting some weird readings from the Seraphim naval base. They're using some sort of jamming field.
Okay, finally.
It is Blue Sky's crystals, Commander. Their unique structure reflects radar waves.
Let's pull this back up again.
Have
Have quite a bit of mass at the moment. So I'll be also upgrading one of the mechs immediately.
HQ on.
And I'll be building a second factory over here. And a few more engineers and all of that. Okay, I'm quite sorry. Come on, Ryza. I know that you're under pressure here. But I do need some support here. I cannot just pull everything up without notice. Okay, they are moving on. I will need to reinforce her naval forces quite soon, so let's put these back up. I need more power. So let's put down a few more T1 here. T1 power plants. Okay. Putting too much. I'll be shutting you down. I do want T2 on the commander. Damn it, I'm really not good on power. That is of course going to slow me down quite a bit here. Let's have another row here. Okay.
The fighting amongst the Aeon grows, champion. We tread in very treacherous waters. Chaos still controls the military and is purging anyone suspected of loyalist leanings. Be on your guard.
Yeah, I am on my guard. Which is why I'm pushing this up to T2 immediately. I do need Tier 2 naval stuff. Okay. That works out more easily than this. In a way, absolutely yes, but I do not want to have everything stand idle here. A few seconds is okay. Suboptimal start and everything. She really doesn't have any defense here against these. Okay. Well, if I do need to restart, I do need to restart. Power at least is now about neutral. I wish I knew if I maybe forgot to put the difficulty onto normal. I do feel like I do need to send a destroyer of my own down over here. Once this is built. Just to get the pressure off her shields there. Okay. How about stop, build me some bombers. Maybe I can bring them down like that. Okay, we are building some stuff here. And naval factory goes up as well. That's going to give me small boosts, but if this is what I think, then this will be decent reclaim. I do want to immediately start out with a power plant. Okay, I'm overdoing it somewhere. Okay, that works. More or less. I'm a bit down on power, which I'm currently not. It's not too bad, and if I keep an eye on it and balance it, that is actually partially what you want to see. Okay, I do want some decent air defense up here, and I think what I'm going to do is put down a radar here. I hope that work finishes soon. I do understand that it can be very annoying if you have work like that being done. Can't you just send something over there, Ryza? I hope that they will be able to finish as they scheduled, and then you're going over there, there, and then here, and then I'll see.
And then I shall deal with your so-called loyalists.
I shall see. I want to put up
people reject you, Kale.
a
Turn their back on
bit
your
more
hatred
air
lies.
defense over
It is only a
here,
matter of time now.
and I'll be pushing more T2 power. So far, so okay. have a few mass islands here that even if I could rebuild them, I prefer not to. Let's see if those bombers will be helpful. Okay, and I'm currently completely mass locked. Again, the mass lock is the good kind of the lock. Energy is a lot more than just slowing everything down by a certain factor. Okay, I can do damage, but it's not enough good that the destroyer is coming up. I'm happy to hear that they're almost done. It's very understandable that this kind of work does take a while. Again, you do want to see good, decent quality from it, rather than a rushed mess, which unfortunately is too often happening. Okay, you are safe. I want to bring you over into this area here, actually, so I don't have somebody coming down the east side of my island here. Okay, let's see if I can push the commander up a little bit more. Very nice. Still have you here. You can catch up on this, and then I'll be building something here. Okay. Did I forget to put you into a loop? I have. Okay, I hope that works out properly. 15 seconds, I think I ought to still have those. I can do with a little bit. No, I'm not doing more power. I am... Okay, stop. Completely overshot that. Let's pull in a bit more mass here. A little bit more reclaim over here. Okay. Commander is done. That is very good already. How much are you going to be asking for that? How much are you... Ooh, no. Okay. A rate of -12. You're having a... Not quite -12. And I'm now at a big -22. Because of the ships here, I get it. I am quite happy to hear that they are almost done. Okay, push for a little bit longer. Okay, that is actually good to see. And I'll be reinforcing the shield with some power. You go take care of these. And by taking care of these, I mean hoovering them up. I am advancing you. I am advancing you. Need to have a look on how that then exactly looks. But I do hope that with having and creating a force here, that'll protect Ryza from her flank, and that means that she can stabilize. -16. Let's reduce the use here a little bit. Okay, I'm at -6. And I'm back to being completely negative. But I do want some T2, some T3, sorry, engineering by now. So... Okay, nothing more over there. Let's put this into a group and we slowly build this up, hopefully. Even with the attacks starting to come in, I hope we can keep that a little bit more. Okay, not going to just crash down here, but do we have any wrecks up here? No, so I'll be pushing over to there later. Okay, that AA bombardment is actually pretty good because it already takes care of that. So my airspace should be safe. Okay, and Ryza has enough power to start pushing out. I hope she doesn't neglect defense. No, it looks fine. How much more? A few more seconds. Enjoy your trip into the realm. I've forgotten how it's called. What they called the realm. But I hope you're having a good trip, meaning I hope you're having a great time. Yeah, that is something I'll be taking the hit on in energy. Energy is not my big bottleneck at the moment. Okay, it's going to take a while, but at least seem to have stabilized the defensive position, and if I don't advance now, I'm not going to get punished. Okay, I hope that these trees have a little bit of mass.
We must destroy the nation.
Tiny amounts.
Every moment we tarry places the princess in greater danger.
I know, Ryza, and I am doing my best, but I'm not a professional and I do need time to build my stuff up. Which also means that I am going to be building the experimental resource generator before I'm really pushing out. It is the biggest advantage of the Aeon, and I'm not going to let that slip. I had a good week, thank you, Dreish. Busy, but good. So I hope it's the same for you. It's always understandably annoying when you feel like you put so much effort in and you don't have a good week or stuff. But I had a good one. Even though I was pretty busy. Okay. Can I start with... I actually should be starting to get... Should be starting with T3 Maxis. Okay, that's not exactly working out. Can I do this? For right now, I do feel like I'm almost even on mass, and maybe with this I can stabilize on being fair, although it doesn't really look like it. Okay. We have some engineers and I can build more later. Okay, that turns out to be barely positive. But I can keep building up my fleet here. Okay, I do need to be careful for Ryza not to take too many hits, but I do think that with my defensive fleet here, she is looking pretty stable. I have no idea why. Seem to be building more cruisers than I'm building destroyers. You have a vroom vroom test soon. Well, I can understand being nervous about it, although if you work diligently, I'm not sure if it's theory or practical. With how you've written it, I'm guessing practical. But I think that'll be going fine. You got your teeth cleaned yesterday? I can understand. Yeah, that is always feeling quite nice. Okay, no, that is... Then you don't need to. But I do wish you the best for it, and I am pretty sure that you'll be able to do that nicely. I do want to... Yeah, Ryza is pushing out here with not great forces. But I'm keeping her flank clean, which means that she has the time to waste a few units, even though it is quite wasted. Okay, that's a cruiser, that's a destroyer. I think. Well, we'll see. Okay, my mass is creeping up slowly, if very slowly. But there is no... There is reclaim here. Let's risk it. Maybe let's make it like this, and then I'll be pulling these points out further. Where is my reclaim? About here. Thank you very much for the lurk. Hope you're having a good time, and I know you'll be able to do well. Okay, I have a bit here. Let me try to creep this one up, as I am trying to go collect the reclaim here. And growing the force. This is the important point. I cannot, at the moment, reasonably neglect my fleet forces, for they are under a constant attack, and while the destruction of a few of the assets here is not an issue, I do need to make sure that I have replenishments. Okay. That is a good 40% on that. And there we go. Okay, we are getting some reclaim in here now. It's not the fastest, but with how much there is here, I'll be able to do a regular... a very regular reclaim and be building up my my T3 Mexis. Okay. That is looking consistent. Oh, that's a big, nice reclaim there. Let me get another one going here. Mark, hello, welcome in. I have not yet seen that direct. Mainly because it just happened and I am doing other things. What was that interesting thing that they presented in their direct today? Okay, still having a little bit of reclaim here. Okay, that is indeed interesting. If also a little disappointing. I was hoping for it to have a PC release. Okay. The engineer here is going to be taking some shots. He is luckily not the focus, though. Okay, let me push out a few more T2s, for I will be sending up a bit of reclaim support up there. That is actually a nice to know. I'd personally be guessing that it would be about March. Okay, that's the end of this engineer now. No! They don't have an interest in the engineer as long as I have the... why are you only building... Okay. And now I have a few too many destroyers to not make them even anymore. So it is March, and I said May. It's coming a bit earlier then. Which I do think is fine. Which is actually quite nice. I'm happy to be able to receive it soon. Is it compatible for the normal Switch, or does it need a Switch 2? I'd be guessing not needing a Switch 2, but I don't exactly know. Okay, I see something here. I absolutely do want to have some support hoovering up. And, like... let's pull this like this. And then we can pull it up to get all of that hoovered. Okay. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Yeah, I think what I'll be doing is one Although no, now it's too late. Let's put it on. 1, 2. You say, oh, switched. Okay, you wrote. Okay, I see what you meant. That is what I thought, Tira. I haven't had the opportunity to check the information. So I thought maybe I was mistaken after all, but that is actually what I thought, that it was not going to be Switch exclusive. After the mission I can take a quick look. Maybe they have a Steam store page, or let me have a look on the phone. Let me have a look on here. Monster Hunter. Yeah, no, okay. It's hard to show. I'll be showing it later, but Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection gets has a Steam release. And the Steam release is energy. Where to save energy? I'm saving energy with you. Yes, positive, good. I do need that shield up. 13th of March. So same day release on Steam. But the interesting part then is the exclusivity for Switch 2, that it's not backwards compatible with the first Switch anymore. That is in a way a good sign for the consoles, or for the console itself, but it is... Oh, that's why I didn't have any energy. I'm building two at the same time. That was not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it is now what I'm building. Okay. It is not a timed exclusive. So it's then probably very exclusive to Switch 2, which again it's better than always keeping support of the first console, but it's not that easy a good or a bad thing still. Okay, I do need this finished. How long do you need normally for one? Almost 3 minutes, so still 1.5 minutes left there. But these are also almost done. And then I'm going to have enough energy for a few moments. Welcome back, Durej. And sorry I didn't see that chat immediately there. Okay. No, not yet. You're getting okay. That's a few more seconds and now I have energy. There we are. Yeah, that is very much what I'm... that is my opinion as well. It is currently not worth getting. Which is a bit of an issue for Nintendo. It mirrors the issues that Sony had for the PlayStation 5. I would be very surprised if the if the Switch release of Monster Hunter Wilds, if it gets one, or Switch 2 release to be more exact, would be cheaper. That's just not really something that, unfortunately, is something in the cards, I think. I do not think we'd be that lucky. Okay, I also do want a bit more mass before I'll sit down to... I can just put you in there. That means I need less to build less new ones. Yeah, there is that, but just looking at it objectively, it is just not worth it at the moment. There is no big seller for the Switch 2. And the fact that you actually need to buy upgrades, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but you can't... As far as I understood, for a lot of games, there are upgrade packages, and so you need to buy them. It's suboptimal, let's put it like that. Yeah, that is not wrong, but if... on the other hand, if there is crossplay, then Capcom cannot allow them to be the only ones that do not, like, one version not having it is not something that they can work with, fortunately, actually. So, yeah, there is some pressure there, and I do hope that it works out, but... yeah, the Switch 2 currently does have still a few issues. That doesn't make it really worth buying. Okay, we're getting the upgrades very quick, very close to being complete here. I understand that you have software that you do want to play. In this case, games you want to play. That makes the console worth for you. I am basically using my Switch currently to just play Monster Hunter, and it's doing that perfectly fine without the upgrade, and so for me it doesn't feel worth it. Well, I have taken a few breaks, and I've not entirely stayed with the series over time, but I wish you all the fun, as much fun as it is humanly possible to have with them. That is absolutely fair. I have and had other games that I felt more like playing, and I did also to a degree prefer the older games. Oh, stop, Control K. Oh, you're not what I wanted to build. Okay, that's a lot of reclaim now. Commander, reclaim that. Okay, that is going to be an issue. Okay. Do I have more? Yes, I do. So, pause. Let's get this one down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're removing you and adding you back in. You already have 2 monsters you want. In a way, I'd be surprised if they didn't bring the crabs out, but on the other hand, it's a very often used monster, so. But I do like the Hermitars, and I do hope that we're. Come on, pull it in. Okay, Commander, you come over here, and then we are building your T3. Absolutely. Thank you for joining in. I hope you're having a good time. Or that your test goes well. I think that is rather what you are going away for. That is unfortunate. Okay, I'm pulling back. Reclaim. Why does that one not want to do this reclaim? There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay, I have to, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, we are going to need to pull this down and then put new ones up. Okay. Iodrome is a monster in Stories 2. Okay. Pressure is getting stronger now. Yeah, definitely I do need to go forward and destroy that one. More destroyers, please send them up. Okay, he went wandering about. No, we're just destroying this one. And then we're pulling back. That is fine. We all have these days. Don't worry about it. Okay, seriously, I'm going to do this. And then like this with the commander coming after that. So not even you don't even need to worry much. He is quite common. That's actually not bad to hear. Okay, where did my commander go now? Oh, there we are. Okay. Is there a place I can put a shield down? I can. Okay. Let's put down another one with a few more mass storage about to maximize the return we're getting, and I'm going to set up like a 11-fold engineer stuff. I do want to be able to get this, and then I'm thinking I'm doing it like that, making that another HQ, and really pushing that while I'm building up or maintaining my forces at the moment, and then be pushing up the rest. I'm a little bit down on mass. That looks to be fine though. We're good on energy for sure. Okay, yes, that would absolutely explain why we're down on mass. Okay. I see the idea. I'm not sure they'll be following it. I hope to be wrong, though. I've been hoping for the crabs in-game for a while, in Monster Hunter Stories in a while. Even though some people rightfully proclaim the crabs as maybe not rightfully, but some people I've heard them proclaim them overdue in the mainline games. Okay, how are we looking? That's decent, and I'm keeping stable. Yeah, those also feel a bit undercooked, not done enough. Let's do it like that. And as long as this keeps to about... Let's push both of them, push to 30 and 20, something like that. Okay, you absolutely need to take a break, or we're going to be running out too quickly, not being able to do anything anymore. Could you please go fetch some reclaim, you two? Wink, wink. Okay, that's 10% done in a very reasonable amount of time. Okay, some gunships. That should not be a big issue for the force. Okay. And I am pushing mass a little bit more. Well, I'm happy to see that Duramboros and Tetsukabra are coming. Blue and yellow. He was, yeah, title was dark blue, purple, but he also had some yellow. That Fatalis is actually unhatchable, I don't think is any surprise. I don't think he ever was available as a monster. He was available to fight, but I don't think he was ever available as a companion. Oh, okay, that's what you mean. He's not shown as unhatchable. Oh, I'd be very surprised though should he become available though. Okay, power is actually looking good. Do I have enough room for one more? Yeah, let's put one more down there. That is also the best for that. We're going to be reclaiming that, and then we'll be filling that up completely. Oh? Come on, where are you? There you are. And we are having ads, thank you very much for everybody who has them with and during them. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say what kind of pattern it was. But I do trust... Well, I actually do trust the both of you to a degree, so it's hard to say. Cheffadrome was in the game. Okay, you are going... No, not Naval Factory. HQ, another HQ. So we can finally bring this up to level 3. And I might want some additional T2 engineers to do some more reclaim up here. With everything I'm trying to pull through here at the same time. The factories are pretty busy. It's funny to hear there being an event that gives away a free Cheffodrome. I've never really thought of them as being not free, let's put it like that. Okay, where is my engineer? Please don't shoot at my engineer. Okay. Okay, looking good, looking good. Can I do a few more? Yeah, I can do more factories in here specifically. But in order to do that, I do want to have some overlapping defense here. Okay. Can you describe the pattern? Kinda wavy. Okay, we're having a huge dropping down here. Let's send you over and patrol. So a soft cresting rather than the harsh zigzags as they are usually represented. Okay, and I'm going to reclaim that particular storage. You are not going to be helping out in any way. Pushing you up to 22 if I no, 21.8. Okay, I'll be honest, that doesn't immediately describe much to me here. Okay, and then like this, and I should be at least stable on mass. Or not. Currently, this is fine. This only needs the normal maintenance of forces now. A heated discussion about whether or not what exactly it was. As I said, I haven't seen the pictures. I can't really join in there. Okay. A third done. That's actually not looking bad. And we are about neutral on our mass income. I'm going to speed the game up a little. Yeah, that would be very helpful. I can take a look at it. I can take a look at it there a lot more easily. So thank you very much. You don't have a problem if it is in there, you just don't want it to be a story fight. I can see both sides actually. I do understand the people that want the crab to come in properly for the first time, so to say. Oh, I've pulled back far too far. Okay, there must have been a battleship over there. That is also now coming forward.
We must destroy the base quickly.
Okay, there is a big one taking pot shots at me. Okay, that should be a pretty quick destruction, and that is another bigger one down. Well, I am, again, not the most well-versed person in Monster Hunter stories, but I personally never felt that stories was as big of an issue for some of those mentioned as the normal one. I do think that if you want to talk about gimmicky, I do think that Agnaktor, for example, with its magma armor, feels more gimmicky in the mainline games, although they did also give that to Lavasioth later. But okay, and again, I am probably the big weird one because I never thought that it never felt bothering to me in or with Lavasioth. Okay. That is unfortunate. Oh, all three attack styles? Is that what you mean? Okay. There we go. Full stop. You build up to naval factories. A little bit more here. Let me put some... Okay. 7 together with all of you. You're now part of 7. 7 supports the commander. So, strategic missile defense, strategic missile defense, strategic missile defense. Air factory level 3. Okay, and slowly I can reduce my posture here. So I'm going to be putting this up for everybody. So that is 1 battleship and 2 cruisers. You'll only be building battleships, and I can go back to a less speedy version. You need to grind more for higher levels, understandable. And I do also I am also understanding that if a grind feels just terribly annoying. Okay, and I do need good shielding here. Okay, that is defended. Some more. 1 here. Here. Probably pulling this up all the way over to... Can I? Yes, there. Yeah, I'll be taking a look at it after the mission, and I'm starting to push towards the end of the mission, so I want to say another half an hour. But at least construction and resources are not an issue anymore. Okay. Let's have... In order to be truly overwhelming, I do need 4 Apocalypse missile launchers. And then I need a gate. Can I put the gate somewhere useful? There's no space for a gate anywhere here. That also probably then means that I do not have... I can put 1 there, I can put 1 there. Okay, I can put a bit of T3 artillery down. You can't use Discord. Is it something with the bot not giving you the permissions? Which it should do. I checked it recently. Or is it something else? Let me push the radar up to a T3. Let's have a few more independent T3 engineers. Okay, we are going to be pushing onto this island now. With a big fleet here. And I just realized I do not need that much destroyers. I'd prefer having more destroyers in there. Okay, I see the issue. Maybe ask, or yeah, you just would need to accept the issue there. Okay. You know what? I am going to take the gate out of the upper part. Although having two gates is not necessarily something bad. Having a replacement gate I do not mind. Flowing into the first strategic missile launcher. Okay. I don't need more resources. Let's put up 10 support ACUs. Just push them out as fast as possible. I'll give them a teleporter. Let's slowly go around the island. I'll be pushing out enough forces here for an attack when the expansion comes. Okay, one more generator, and I think I'm actually going to have him build a few colossi. Teleporter when you arrive. I will show it on screen once I am getting to it. And that is much more like it. Some time for those to charge. I'm putting up another 5 here. Also getting teleporters, a lot of them. They'll be my mobile build power, which will be coming in handy. I need to see how everything goes. I'm not sure I will be. Let's help him out. Hell, let's help that poor engineer out getting those colossi done. And this is how far I'm currently pushing. Although I am finishing up the first of the artillery soon, so Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'd rather have artillery in there. It might be... And... No, sorry. Let's correct that. The might be is too careful. Yes, it is a good one. The issue would be that I would need to start in Stories 1. If only for the fact that I want to play through story games in that fashion. Okay, you have arrived. You'll be helping out. Thought there was another SACU marching above there, but apparently not. I have started 1 and I've played a bit of 2. I never found the time to fully finish them up. Although I realized that I got pretty close with 1. They are absolutely charming. They are charming, that is indisputable. Okay. How many do we have here? That's round 8. So round 2 coming up. Oh, okay, I see. We might have a bit of a problem, but no, we have more than enough ships still here to defend air. Although I do want to ensure that in case there are attacks, I have a bit more air defenses down the road here. Which I think is not a bad idea. Games like that especially do tend to do quite well with, or can do quite well with, more mature stories, shown in a way that is appropriate for a child. And I hope that they are doing it well, not for people can go, oh yeah, we're making a bit of a darker game, but it's still mainly for kids and they don't quite get it right. But then we'll have to see how they look once the time has come. Okay, teleporter is almost done there as well. We are shelling that base quite a bit now. Let's pull you back. No, actually I do not want that particular one. And then we're coming around, and with a 9, that should be enough for the next step. If I remember all of that correctly. Which also means that I do want you to come up there. Actually, the second one as well. I am also, now that we're talking about it, and about about being darker, I do think that it is important for children not being too protected, even from dark things. Yes, I understand your wish to not frighten them, but on the other hand, you do need to realize that the world is not perfect, and children do better if you are treating them as the reasonable people they can be, rather than treating them as being I am not I do not appreciate many people saying, oh, you're but a child, you won't understand. Then put some effort into explaining it in a way a child can understand. Yes, they might not be able to understand every detail, and it may not be something that but yeah, it's not a complicated, it's not an easy thing necessarily to say if you do not have any experience with it, but I do feel that children should not be treated as idiots. They should be treated as children, but that also means that they do need to be made aware of issues that can exist. Okay, can I be... Okay, we did have some that weren't doing anything. And I do not want to select an SAC and not having a teleporter on for later. I understand that. I hope that you're going to have a great time. No. There we are. Okay, this is pretty good. And we have plenty of firepower now. Two shots. Okay. By the time we're expanding the map, now that we're aggressively trying to kill the space, let's put you into the water here. You're group 3. 1, 2. Very good. Dun, 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 dun.
Scratch 1 naval base. HQ out.
Okay, first expansion.
Got 2 enemy bases operating in your area. The one to the southeast is pretty standard fare. The one to the northeast is...
Commanders, I'm detecting some extremely alarming readings from the Seraphim base to your northeast. It's amassing a fleet of strange units, and their size suggests that they are capable of inflicting terrible damage.
I got confirmation on Burke's intel. The Seraphim are building several experimental class bombers, the same kind that blew the hell out of the Earth. If they take off, Princess Burke is in big trouble. Either destroy the bombers or the engineers
we're pulling you
constructing
like
them.
that.
No matter what, they
You
can't be
go...
allowed to get in the air. HQ out.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure how the defenses were looking. I haven't played this mission in a while. But I do think we had some bases like this, and I should be able to push something over there. You're going to go to blocking there. Yeah, I do need a few more. Okay. The 2 of you just focus on this for now. Okay, those are craters. That got intercepted. Okay, that makes sense. There are more defenses on the first island here. I do want to just squash. It's probably something more
Got some
there.
intel on the Seraphim. It's mainly using subs and AA for defense. It's gonna be a pain to get in there. Wait a sec.
Strategic launch detected.
Champion, this is the Vesper, a dedicated submarine hunter. Use it against the Seraphim subs. Ryza out.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
I've been
Okay.
waiting a long time for this day, Burke. Your death will mark the closing chapter of a plan I hatched years ago.
Okay.
Your only plan is to sow death and destruction.
Let's try
You were always too
with
foolish
4
to look beyond
here.
your own petty desires.
That is where you're wrong, Princess. This is all preordained. You think Markson was working alone when he killed your beloved Toth? Oh no. I was behind it all. From the very beginning.
Okay. That is going to go.
You lie.
The Order has always wielded the true power, Princess. You were merely a formality. Something to keep the chattering classes in line. But your usefulness ended years ago.
Okay, we have a big gaggle here.
I swear, Kale, I will see you answer for your crimes.
Okay. Let's
You will
build
die
a few more
in step,
experimental
Burke.
units.
No one will remember you. No one will call out your name. I will see to that myself.
And we have another crater here. All of these.
Commander, I have a quantum optics device that will counter the crystals and reveal an area. Because of its energy consumption, I can only use it every few minutes.
That should cut through the jamming. Click on the command signal button and then click on the area you
Okay,
want to see.
so do remember them correctly being built up here.
HQ out.
Okay, give me a look at this. Okay, that is 2 bombers destroyed. That is 3 bombers destroyed. They are about a fifth
My champion,
of the
I
way
do not
done.
wish to distract you from the fight at hand, but I must ask a favor. My most loyal and trusted servants have taken refuge in a small temple east of my complex. Please escort them to Ryza's position for immediate evacuation. A boat has been prepared. It will ferry them to safety.
Command signal is set for the boat, Commander. I'll refresh as needed. HQ out.
Okay, Ryza should be moving
Bombers
over
get
there.
in the air. Burke is finished. Destroy them while they're still on the ground. HQ out.
So that is 3 destroyed.
That's
That
one
is now
bomber
going
down.
to be
HQ
less
out.
focused, of course. Let's get the crystals down here.
Looks like the
No,
Seraphim
no, no,
won't
no,
be
no, no.
finishing that bomber. HQ out.
Okay. Was a bit on the tighter side than I would have been hoping for. But it works out. Do we have new nukes? Okay. Why didn't I select you? Let's make another boom there. That is not. Okay, 2 more.
Strategic launch detected.
Let's push a bit deeper in there.
Strategic launch detected.
Oh, no, you are 1, you are 2. Okay, I do want the Colossus to come over here. And I would absolutely want to see... more of those planes. I've gotten quite a few of them, but it's unfortunately even if one can take off.
Thank you, champion. It is good to see
That is going to be a
kindness prevails
problem.
even in the midst of war. Champion, my servants will temporarily suppress the defenses in the area.
Okay, and this is why having static defenses here as well is important. Okay, let me have a look about here.
Such a pretty explosion.
Okay, that's another one down. The unfortunate thing is...
Must destroy those bombers.
That's the last
Okay.
of the Seraphim bombers. HQ out.
That is fine. Take a bit of a nap before you go out for lunch. Again, I hope that you're going to be really enjoying lunch. So, taking a nap is not a bad idea.
As you can see, her base has some decent defenses, but they won't survive long against a full-blown assault.
Yeah, especially if you're defending mostly with T1 artillery.
I'd recommend reinforcing it.
Yes, that's the idea.
Get to it, Commander. You got a princess to rescue. HQ out.
Okay.
Locking in on the two Seraphim commanders in the area. One is to the west of the princess, and one is directly to her north. Destroy them. HQ.
One could be about either here or here. I'll need to see. Let's bring some forces to bear.
My forces to deal with any enemies that remain in your operational area. Ryza out.
Okay, we are bringing some of my SCUs over there.
For the missile ship. It offers long-range support against defensive positions. Ryza out.
Commander, several of my generators have been destroyed, and I need to conserve my remaining energy for my shields. However, my technicians have prepared the optical device for upload. It is being sent to you as we speak.
Okay. I am actually quite happy to hear that. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have arrived. One of you goes... put some AA defenses onto the west side of the base. The other two... Are we sacking this position? Yes, we are sacking this position. I very much understand you being excited for that. And everything you're going to be building is that missile ship now. Okay, nukes. Let's try blindly nuking that spot. It seems to be the center of the stage.
Strategic launch detected.
Okay.
The Seraphim are hitting me from all directions. I fear that my defenses will not hold.
You're fine. Yeah, so we're giving up that particular spot, and then large batteries over here. You're building local air defenses.
The Western Seraphim has lost much of his infrastructure. Do not give him time to recover.
Okay, let's nuke there. I hope that they get through. Let's nuke this part
Strategic launch
and this part.
Strategic launch detected.
Okay, I'm having a galactic colossus here. We are going to kill everything we're going to be finding there. Okay, now I can see the ACU there. Maybe if I do put a nuke directly above it. That hurt.
Strategic launch detected.
That hurt. And that one got shot down. Okay, some last bombardment up there, which is actually fine.
Hurry! The Western Seraphim is on the verge of defeat.
Damn, that slippery bastard gated out of here.
And that is fine.
It is no matter. We shall defeat that Seraphim commander another day.
Commander, the Seraphim commander to Burke's West pulled the plug and gated out. Looks like his base is shutting down, so you don't need to worry about it anymore. HQ out.
Okay, and this looks very solid. Let me put a little bit more emergency shielding behind here. But all in all, this looks good. And seriously, I do think we're going to be... So one of you is... No. Is keeping up this production, and then... The other one is putting in a few more missile ships. And we're all putting up a new path over there. You stop, you build the hunters. Where are they? Luckily, this is not a vulnerable flank at the moment. Let's see how far inland, we can nuke the bastard up here.
Strategic launch detected. Strategic launch detected.
Although I may have gone a bit too far. Let's nuke the coast there as well.
Strategic launch detected.
And I think seriously I'm going to be putting up a bit more here, that I'll be able to put out my own spam. That is good. I am happy to hear that they cleaned out their mess a little bit. Okay, we have a hit there. Okay, how are we looking? Almost replenished here. Replenished here. Can we push in just a tiny bit further? Basically trying to walk
Strategic
missiles up his ass.
Strategic launch detected.
Yeah, these are only tactical. Not to say that tactical doesn't do damage, but let's have our submarine hunters do some hunting. And I think some more. And a few volcanoes here in the front should do a good job as well. And with the artillery defending as well, that is very valuable. Okay, some more fire inland. Okay. How far can I push it? Probably by far not as far as I am hoping
Strategic
for.
launch detected.
That's land factories. They haven't quite finished these. ACUs come help finish that up. Sorry. I can quite understand that. I hope that it's only you only needed to come because you're so excited. I do hope that it's going to be a great experience. Yeah, I have a few more hunters here. There is a little of value over there.
Princess Burke is still in danger. You need to deal with the Seraphim.
Yes, you are not wrong. Those two build nothing but sniper bots, while these two will vary between those two. And I do want two more support commanders up here to support those factories. At least the fence is looking solid. Yeah, he is very much a veteran. Let's push these up a little bit more. Can we have the reach to fire upon the ACU here? Adding some more firepower as it becomes available. Yeah, okay, that is very deadly missile spam there. 1101 might be enough to overcome the beleaguered defenses.
Strategic launch detected.
Yeah, that shouldn't be 1, that should have been 3. In case it is insufficient, we can shoot that one as soon as it becomes available. Yeah, I'm not surprised you're trying to build very limited defenses there.
Strategic launch detected.
The Seraphim
There we
North
go.
has been defeated. Well done, Commander.
And that was a big, big boom, although I did take almost 2 hours to finish.
I must admit that I feared for my life when the Seraphim landed. They are maniacal in their desire to see me dead, but I now understand how they are to be defeated. I will meet with General Hall and Dr. Brackman to begin preparations.
I will. Thank you
We'll
for
learn
the
more when
reminder,
the
though.
time has come.
Okay, I'm quickly going to showcase this here. Very nice. Okay, let me load it up on YouTube. Yo, can I? Video URL.
If they are crazy, but
Come on. There we are. Yes. Okay, it's
if they are crazy,
come on,
but again,
no. Why can I not set you back down to 0? Okay, let me import it into um Yeah, it's a clip. I did go to the full video. And I do need to scale this a little bit. Maybe I do need to do more YouTube stuff, but I do not want to. Come on. 500. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, that is something I am thankful about, but no. There we are. I need to move a little bit out of the way. It's more convenient for me if you put timestamps in, so you should be. No, that doesn't work because then the cropping is all wacko again. Okay, it should work like this.
Again, it does not match the color of any of the cephalopods that we have. Even Zhiwu would likely be blue and black instead of that creamy bone color and black that this egg is. That brings us to what I think is by far the most likely, which is Carapaceon. I think we've got crab monsters, and that color pattern would be a dead ringer for Shogun Ceanataur. And I cannot express how happy I will be if that is true, because I would absolutely love to have an army of crabs to ride into battle.
Yeah, okay. With blue, yes, it would absolutely be Shogun. Yeah, it definitely does not look like a Leviathan egg. Yeah, not unreasonably so. But I am thinking what it could be. Because especially for Senator, I would have said that it might contain some idea about its claws, but dual element monsters, so that's okay. I'm not going to be looking through the entire clip, but this is definitely not an egg we have seen before, and with blue, Senator is more likely than Hermitor if it is a if it is one of the Carapaceans, which does not seem unlikely. The waves would fit for crabs. They would fit for crabs as well, so that's not a bad instance. Yeah, no, it does very much look like it could be, that it would be a Carapacian, and then with a color. We have frogs, but if this is. No, this is. Is this Zamtrios? Well, he is blue-white, so the color would fit. Ocean waviness. He's more ice, though. I have to say, I'm not sure. I want to say that it's the Carapacians, and in which case this would be for Shogun Senator, but vertical stripe splotches. Okay, so we know their egg. So this might be a Tetsukabra. Although they're not vertical, they are zigzaggy. No, I do see it, so yeah. No, I see it. I do see the issues. Okay. I think... Okay, now I made it disappear. Sorry. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I'm speculating, yes, crab. But of course, knowing will not be immediate. Red and black vertical stripe splotches. Yeah. Or red green if we have a Berserk Tetsukabara. Zamtrios is blue and orange. I don't quite see the orange for Zamtrios. Blue, absolutely. Okay. Let me reactivate my mods for the skirmish here. Vertical stripes with orange and purple. Okay, I know which egg you mean. That is the egg I was pointing towards. Being not exactly sure what it would show, what that would be. But okay, yeah, that would also make sense. Odogaron is... It fits from the color for sure. Okay. Yeah, that was the other egg I was wondering about what that may be. But that being Odogaron, I think would fit... if we have a black and yellow one, that would be Gyros. But I'm really not... Red monsters. Tetsu is mainly red. Rathalos, but that egg we know how that looks. There's a lot there. But there... okay, I haven't really loaded the monster selection, and I do want to... I don't want to switch to Monster Hunter fully right now. Fanged Wyvern is that zigzag pattern, so Zinogre Zenoga Gyros, Odogaron, what else is fanged? Lunagron, yeah. I did almost forget about Lunagron there. Okay. Okay, Great Jagras is... he's a punching bag. He's... I find that he is... at least in World, not a challenge. Okay, but I'm going to do some more skirmishes, at least in the background. As it's not story relevant, I don't mind making mistakes and restarting here as much. Let's get that going. Let's pull a few engineers out. No, I'll be honest, I don't think that Great Juggy is as much a punching bag as Great Jagras. I can absolutely see where you're coming from, calling him a punching bag. But I can't really agree with that. Not if Great Jagras is a punching bag. It's... the two of them are not really compatible. Yes, he can die very quickly, that is not wrong, but I don't quite agree that he is... he's at least not as much a punching bag as others are, so... Okay, I seriously mass-locked myself here. Okay, now we are going... sorry. Hoover, 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 Hoover. Okay, I'm not expecting him to get all that deep. But that is fine. Okay. I do want some defensive forces fanning out here. After you finish that, although I might just get overrun here for being silly boy. I understand the argument. Let's put it like that. I understand the argument. I just feel like if Great Jagras is a punching bag, then that same thing can't quite apply to Great Jaggy, because they are not all that comparable in that case. Let me get some stuff up here, and I do want some defense for this one, even if we're doubling up here. Can I run you up there? Okay, a few more quick ones, and then a few more engineers, although I have engineers that are currently not building anything. A few scouts, and then interceptors. And you'll be building some more stuff. And I am wholly supporting your massacre of them here. It is your good right to bully them for all their material. I do feel like if they don't want to get bullied, they should have been smarter, and they should have avoided... Okay, this is... Okay. I am guessing that we have a lot of mass extractors getting pushed down here. $20 files worth of Roggy. That's a little bit. And I am also guessing that I do need interceptors now. Let's go building a few. If I can, I do want to upgrade you as well as continuing that upgrade. Let's just build like such. For I do want a bit more storage. Oh, that would explain a few things. I don't have an opponent. Well, not everybody is fit to be a hunter, and I'll be taking this as a good practice experience just to get up and running on a skirmish map. And there's a lot of people in Monster Hunter that can overestimate their abilities and then think that, oh, it's but a great Roggy. What is going to be the issue? And then they get themselves creamed. A team spawned. There we are. Random revealed. Normal. Okay. If you do forget to put one in, then you won't be playing an opponent. That is pretty clear. There are a few more like that. Some are more serious, where a child runs off and you need to hunt the monsters. which in a way is a lot of a more serious situation. Oh, come on, I was hoping not to have to move there. And then... no, no, no. If we're not building up anything, then this is going to be a map death incarnate. Okay, thank you for telling me. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 to be sending about. Okay, you'll be going like this. The next one will be taking care of the geothermal there. I think that's what it was. Hydrocarbon. Okay. It's an oil seep and we're just burning off the oil. Oil or gas? Seriously though, I do want a bit more power. I'm making the air factory second. Okay, I have some reclaim here. Absolutely, and please enjoy your lunch out today. Okay. I'll be putting up a few more of those. Okay, that's going to disappear quickly. And we're going past like this. Okay. Let us have some more mass outreach here. And here, and I'll be plopping down a factory here. Okay, that one is almost finished. And then we have one. Let's build some forces like this. And this is going to be my big base scout. It's going to tell me if we do need more stuff here. And I don't want you to be standing idle. Let's build another ground factory here. There we are. What do we see? We see some ground stuff and we do see an air factory. So let's bully his air out of the way. Okay. Let's put up a little bit more. There is nothing there anymore. You are going to be providing me a nice boost. That is too much. And I'm completely mass locked. Absolutely tutti completi. Okay, that works, if slowly. Oh, that's an engineer, though. That's okay. Do want to keep the engineer at a bit of a distance. Well, I can have a bit of an aggressive force here. Are you coming towards me, or are you going towards the point? Okay, that's going to be taking a while. No tech up, but a lot of factories. Let's put down a second air factory. And let's allow you to work again. And then T2 engineers. Oh, there's an army coming. Not much air so far. Okay, we're putting down another factory here. Okay, some more interceptors. We're putting down T2 engineers. That is good. I do need... more power. Bloody hell, I'm power locked. Does that help? Does that help? No. Oh, bloody hell. I'm badly power locked here. Okay, we have some bombers up here. Let's go fetch them. Okay, I need a little bit more energy before I can push to the end here. Let's go harass there. Let's shoot that one down. Okay, now we can build these. Oh, bloody hell. You are two. Interceptors are always two. Bloody hell. Okay, more bombers over there. Again, we do want to go find them. There we go. Okay, let me add some bigger stuff there. Or I managed to resolve my power situation. Not exactly sure how. Okay, we do want a few more, but I also do want to push up here. You go help him. I need better... I need a more concentrated... I need a radar back here, basically. Harder to attack into. And I ought to have the power now. Okay. That is one. That is absolutely not enough. And you are 3. What is attacking there? Let's put another one into 3 here. Okay, they're an escort for something. Commander goes to... No. Stop. Okay, I have enough for this. Pushing another one here. That's all T2 mass. Okay. I can see some stuff about. Oh, we are going to build a few here. Destroy scout, please. We're building that one up. All very, very good. Okay, I have enough power. Do want to advance a few more here. Let's build one more T2 and one more T2. He has stolen a bit from us here. And there are more bombers about. I do want to keep this position secure, though. Okay, that is unfortunate. Let's bring some airships over. Okay, my mass is getting sucked out here. Oh, that's not surviving. Okay. This up here is all looking solid. So you are more or less ready for your trip. Again, I hope that you are going to have a great lunch today. Okay, somewhere I overestimated myself once again. What the? Where did you all come from? And this also tells me something. I need to build some more stuff here. I am exactly at 0. I don't know why I'm suddenly... Are they stealthing or something? No, those are Aeon units. They should not stealth. Let's have a bit of a defense there, for he is getting interested in that part. And I ought to put that up to T2 as well. Let's go Ras and Ras. And I'm building up another T2 factory here. Okay, I'm overdoing far too much here. There are more bombers in there. Can we? Oh, I build a factory. That's the HQ. The HQ is only building these, so for now we switch. And we're building another radar installation over here. I do need more intel. Okay, let's push that forward. Okay. Few more seconds. Okay, I'm surprised that it's showing some facilities as dead there. Okay, and we are properly pushing some stuff here. I do want to push that now as well. And I'll be having some more gunships here. Let's push these through here. Okay. Looking good. You need to hunt Tetradon for more heights to upgrade the Kelby. Well, how long would you need for the hunt? And all of that you didn't want to consider in that, but if you only have until 12 o'clock until pickup, that is close. And I'm not going to say impossible, but it's close at least. Let's push this up to tier 2. You go out. You go out. Oh, that's worse than I thought. Pause you as well. Tetra is bold. Okay, I think I see an issue where we are why we are disagreeing on some of those aspects. Yes, he's bulkier, but he does move around a lot less, and so he's a lot more he's much more of a piñata than some of the others we had been talking about. A punching bag is not necessarily the best or the easiest, like purely attacked, but also you are 9. You are 0. We don't have any stuff incoming there. Can we go like this? I am not saying that they are quick, and the heavy bowgun might actually have some. Oh no, his movement is very predictable. So I don't think that should be much of an issue. You just found out a new monster. What do we have? You know what? We need to lose some stuff. That was painful for their energy. Fish. We have fishies coming in. Yeah, I'd say fair enough. Where is the reactor? There is the big reactor. You finish building, you finish building. Get these out of here. Okay, yeah, no, you're an infinite loop. Let's try to make as much damage there as possible. I want one defended point over there. I want one defended point in the middle. And I do want to try and push this. You go into 3. You already knew about Plesioth for weeks. Well, Mark just got the information now and he is excited to share, and there is nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you are quote-unquote late. And yes, absolutely, Mark, you now can have fish. Let's bring one more over to here. I want one more scouting. Yeah, actually, this is not a bad scouting position. We'll be setting up buildings to be scouting over there. Do I still have... Yes, I do still have one T1. Well, Chefadrome, fair enough, is a fish, but it is usually not the kind of fish people are... when people are talking about fish, they're usually talking about Plesioth and its compatriots. Yes, you are technically correct, which is the best form of being correct. No, you go out. Let me put up a few more of these. Attack, attack. You got attacked by fish. Well, to a point, fishies are aggressive. Yeah. Plesio, oh yeah, and they did put a big emphasis on the fun that already exists with him for his tackles and so on. Yeah, okay, I do not have that much power. But you're a T3. Let's build up a bit more mass storage about these. And then put a T3 onto you. Oh no, that doesn't work. It's you, it's you. Let's take that one out. So one goes forward and we put another one over here. You're going to cap. Yeah, that is always something that is quite hard to balance. How much are you going to give the people with that kind of, yes, shenanigans? Red Kedzu, Great Juggy, Green Plesioth. Sounds like a solid core. Okay, we have... Why are you going down there? Okay, let's go push forward. And we're putting up another one immediately over here. And we are pushing a bit more, and we are reinforcing that. Meme core. In a way, definitely memey. Although I don't think I need very much here anymore. Yes, that's a boom. That's a late boom. It took me almost 40 minutes. I'm going to add one more. I'm going to limit myself to, let's say, 15 minutes. A 15-minute skirmish. Are we playing in sandbox or something? Okay, why? Why don't I hear anything anymore? Let's close, for we did win this. Okay, as I said, I'm going to be putting one last skirmish up on a short match. I am happy to see that they kept the deviants in. I am seriously happy about that. Because I do think that the deviants are the best endgame power monster that they ever developed. You get your Bolt Reaver, you get your Dread Kings, you get your Bloodbath, hopefully. Because one being in doesn't necessarily mean that all will be in for stories. Oh, yes. Did I put the options onto Annihilation? That should have been Assassination. There we are. Okay, putting another normal in. Anything else is not going to be able to be defeated under that short amount of time I've given myself. You saw a normal Glavenos in the direct. Well, that gives hope that we'll have Hellblade as well, for it's not a big issue. It's not a big change. Am I putting down? I'm putting down land. Okay, that's fine. And then we're putting down... Okay, we do want... Okay, what the hell? It's not exactly what I wanted to do, and for some reason it seems I've got some input delay going on. We're playing against a Seraphim. More mass than this power. Some more stuff here. No, let's do it the other way about. So you don't ask how big the room is, you just cast Fireball. That is a way to deal with it. Let's put some help on there. Oh, bloody hell, we are very, very mass locked here. That's not as much mass as I was hoping for. It is some though, and I do want to get it. Blue Den, is that... Does that mean... Well, probably not. Okay, I am terribly late at starting that production. And I do have to go defend here. Yeah, and I don't think I can put you over there. You finish that, and then we go pop, pop, pop. And just in case, I'm going to do pop, pop, pop. Gipsaros. Well, he is... I don't want to say a special one, but... in a way, yes, he is special. Well, not being in the demo is not the same as not being in the game at all. Let's interrupt that. The less power they have, the better. Okay, we do have... Ah, bloody hell, yeah. That's how that works. Although... let's have a few runs here. On to the air factory, especially. I am uncertain if the new egg is in the game. Or in the demo already. It'd be great if they were. Okay, a bit more here. And with more pressure on it, it is going to go down. You are going to be building another one. You are going to be building 2 more, for I do want to hold the middle here. Oh, bloody hell. There, there. Okay, power destroyed. Okay. There's a lot of napalm landing there. Luckily my bombers are all nicely airborne. And some more mass. Okay, he is not allowed to expand at all at the moment, and I am going to want to have a bit more power here. You found an Anjanath egg. That is nice. Oh, he got some interceptors out, so my bombers are now counting the time until they're shot down. Let's have a few runs over the commander before we're all getting shot down. So the 2 of you are going to be putting out some strikers here. I seriously have no power. Okay, that is seriously no power. Okay, crippled him, and I am managing to blow him up. Here we go. And now that it is correctly flagged as assassination, that worked out. Zari-chan, hello. Welcome in. Unfortunately, we're at the end, but I hope you had a great Thursday nonetheless. Mark, if you don't want it, you need to take a look at what else you can do with the egg. Okay. Yeah. You did manage to catch that kill. Yeah, it's... currently I only really have time to do my afternoon streams, and as such 6 o'clock European time is where I need to end it, which is about now. It's a few minutes over, but that is not a big issue. But thank you for coming in, and I hope that despite that you're going to you are having a great Thursday, or you will have a great Thursday, depending on how it will be. And yeah, I managed to beat the third mission. That went well. Like, I didn't forget the position of those experimental bombers that I built in that mission. I was really worried that I might not find them, destroy everything except them. For that is something that I remember having been an issue in one of my first runs of it, and I haven't played the mission in a while. So, but it luckily worked out, and I am having a good Thursday. Thank you very much. And then I think it is Meltdown, the next campaign mission for next week, where I also do need to be mindful of stuff. Thank you very, very much for the 100 biddies. Thank you. It is very much appreciated. Okay, I do need to check with Stream Elements why they didn't show up as I thought they should. I should be fixing that for next time. But yeah, so I do need to, unfortunately, finish up for today, and then I had the one short and one long skirmish. I do find that I'm really good at eco games and cheese, but I'm not good if in between and if I'm getting pushed too much. So that is something I do need to get better at a little bit. But that is for next week. And yeah, also for next week, I do hope that Meltdown is not going to melt me down. But again, that is for next week. So yeah, schedule. That is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday from my normal time, from 13 to 18 o'clock Central European time, or from 7 to 12 Eastern Standard Time, respectively. I'll be streaming Mass Effect 2 on Friday and Monday, and I'll be streaming Monster Hunter. It's the weekend, so Monster Hunter weekend for me. On Saturday and Sunday, starting out in GU probably. And then next Thursday from 15 to 18 o'clock Central European time, or from 9 to 12 Eastern Standard Time, more Supreme Commander, more Forged Alliance. I'll be trying my hand at the fourth mission, as I said, called Meltdown. And I do have in my mind that you're getting pinced by a higher tier and you need to build up quick, and let's see how it goes. I am looking forward to it. If it is going to be a challenge, then I need to improve in order to beat it, but let's see. And with that, we're coming properly to the end of the stream right now. Thank you, everybody, for having been here. It means a lot to me, even if you come towards the end or just shortly at the beginning. It doesn't matter. You spend some time here, and that means something to me. So thank you very, very much for that. And yeah, I'll be streaming some more tomorrow, and I do having a look at possible raid targets. The only other person I'm currently seeing streaming Supreme Commander is in Russian. That is not something that is really an option for my chat. Stan is showcasing the Monster Hunter demo, but there's also another streamer I haven't rated in a while. yeah, I think I'll be leaving you with Kixie. She's currently streaming Digimon Stories, Time Stranger, or she has just started her stream. So I'm going to be hoping that you're going to be enjoying her stream as much as you did mine. And as always, with raids, please be nice and please be kind. Yeah, that being said, I hope to see all of you again soon. Maybe tomorrow if you enjoy some Mass Effect, maybe on the weekend for some Monster Hunter, or maybe some next week for some more Supreme Commander. Again, I do hope that I'm not getting that I'll be able to progress properly. I was pretty slow today. My start was not optimal, but I managed to pull through. And I'm rambling. I am not terribly good with endings like this, so I think what I'm going to do is thank all of you again for having been here. It means a lot to me. Thank you, Zarishon, for those 100 biddies. They mean also a lot to me. Thank you for having come in. Thank you for having been here. And until next time, all I have left to say is goodbye.